every single wrestler, every single athlete, when they go into college, they always set a goal, like where they want to be. They always got like expectations of themselves. Some people think that, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be someone who sits on the roster. Some people are like, I want to be a starter. Some people are like, I want to be an All-American. Some people are like, I want to be like a backup. I want to be someone that's respected. I want to be someone that's on the travel team. Whatever goal you really have, you know what I'm saying? Some people are like, I want to be all conference or all, I don't know. Some people have like there's all state in New York. You can be all state. Whatever goal you really have. A lot of people set these goals, but what ends up happening is I'm starting all over the place right now. They also have to focus on their education first. And, sometimes, let's say, for example, they get injured during their, let's say, junior year. And now, let's say they had like a really big jump, like they became really good in their junior year, but then they get injured, and now they only have their senior year left. Usually you would be able to wrestle that extra year, but most of the guys who, let's say, for example, a college wrestler, he's focused on graduating, you know what I'm saying? As soon as he graduates, he's going straight into work. So what ends up happening with a lot of these guys, and something that I notice is a lot of the guys, are just there not just for wrestling, And what I'm trying to get with this is that, like, with me documenting this journey, with me posting and everything like this, I can get to a point where me wrestling in college can actually, like, benefit. Like, what I mean by that is, like, I can make this, like, my own, like, like, I can, like every single year, let's say, for example, I get injured one year. I can still come back and, what do you call it? Where was I going with that? I can still come back next year and have no stress about getting to work early. Because, I'm focused on this content and everything. And afterwards, after college, I don't even know what I'm going to do with the degree. Maybe I might get, like a training and nutrition degree. Not because, like, it would be, like, the most helpful, but, like, it'd be cool to be like, oh, yeah, I have a college degree in that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be coaching in the future, probably. With all, like, with fat loss coaching and everything like that. I don't think I'm going to be a wrestling coach, to be honest. I would be a pretty good wrestling coach. Think about it. Because I literally started off at the bottom. Like everything I did, I literally learned on my own. That's crazy to think about, Besides the underhooks. I didn't learn underhooks on my own. I got taught underhooks like that. One day in the summertime, I went to a club practice. And they were teaching underhooks. And this is one of the first moves I ever learned at the club team. And it's one of the most helpful things I've ever, because the first time I ever went to a club was the summer before my senior year. So, when the first week I was there, they were practicing, underhooks and throws. And underhooks are so important. And it's something that I really mastered in my game, but that's the only thing I really got taught. I had to learn everything else online or, like, by watching videos and by trial and error. I wrestled, like, a ton of practices. Like, I went to, like, every single off-season practice, every single thing you can think of. Off-season tournaments, I went there. Did I do well in off-season tournaments? No. I went most of the time, like, almost every single time, I would go, like, 1-2. I think almost every single off-season tournament. I don't think I ever managed to get 2 wins at an off-season tournament. But, yeah, I don't think so. I always went 1-2. Every single off-season tour. I'm not talking about in-season. I'm talking about off-season. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, what do you call it? Through those losses and everything, I learned trial and error. I remember one time as well, I was shooting, what do you call it? A double leg, but keeping my head inside. And he kept defending it really well. And I learned that, you have to shoot your double legs with the head outside, And I kept learning this all through trial and error. So I never really had a coach to really, like, teach me, oh yeah, this is how you shoot properly. This is how you do stance and motion. Literally, my stance and motion was off for a year. My coach didn't help me out with it at all. He didn't really care about me, It was one of those situations where he was just focused on the top guys. And if you were not that greatest, he didn't really care about you. So I was a new wrestler. They probably thought I was going to drop or something within a year or something like that. So, what do you call it? They didn't really care, so I had to teach everything myself. So that's how I became, like, so yeah, that's why I think I'd be a really good wrestling coach, because I could literally teach everybody like all the basics really well and understand the mistakes. So a lot of these top coaches, like, or not top, they weren't even top coaches. A lot of coaches there, you know, they've been wrestling all their lives, so they don't understand like someone like getting new into the sport and like really like learning the how to move your body with wrestling. You know, that's like a whole different thing. But so I think I'll be really good there. But anyways, I'm mad tired right now as well. I got like 6 hours of sleep, and I'm attempting a PR right now, shoulder press. I'm planning on going 160 because I've been eating a lot recently, so I feel like we got bulking now. So I think I can go up to 160. I probably should have got more sleep. I was up late playing Minecraft. Oh my god! So today I'm reaping the consequences. I mean, I only got like 6 hours of sleep, so it's not terrible by any means. But I don't know. I'm feeling very tired and a little off right now. But you know, doesn't really matter. But hopefully this content could. I mean, it's all really about consistency. It's like over time it keeps going. You know, there's like no like set point. Like, you can produce like one of the best contents in the world. What a fantastic live I just had right now. I'm very happy about that. You know, I was very tired coming in here. You know, I was a little all over the place. You know, yeah, I was moving around a little weird in the beginning. You know, almost bumped into a couple people. But nah, I had a great lift overall today right now. So I started off with shoulder press. You saw the clip, 160 for 5 reps. Which, you know, I felt like I could have done more reps. It's just I saved it because I wanted to do the second set as well. And the second set, you know, was a little bit more of a grinder. You know, the first rep felt rough. And I only got 4 reps, but, you know, I felt like I should have done the first set more reps, and then the second set just do nothing. But I think it was actually a little bit good, because now I got used to 160. You know, when you go up in weight, like I went up from 155 to 160, it's usually a big jump for shoulder press. Like, oh my god. Well, I don't know why people do this all the time. Like, where they turn so bad. But last time when I went up, I tried to go up from like 145 to 150. I couldn't even get the first rep, so I'm happy that this time I actually got the 160 pretty quickly. So it looks like the bulk is starting to go well. You know, it's not going bad. But, you know, you don't want to gain too much weight too quickly, because maybe I eat around here. You know, I still have like a big chocolate thing that I have. So maybe I just eat that slowly. I have a whole ice cream caramel thing from Costco. And a little bit of cookie left. And I have a pizza slice and some other stuff, so I'll eat that as well. I don't have to focus on weight anymore, but at the same time, you know, I'm eating breakfast now, so that's gonna bring up my weight. So I don't really have to eat like way too much. I don't have the crazy bulk, but you know, bulking up to 230 is fine as well. I don't want to like dirty bulk and get like unhealthy. I'm still doing my sprints. I'm still gonna do my hour walking on the treadmill and still do my wrestling practice. I don't think I'm gonna go live all the time and everything like that. Maybe I'll go live on Tuesday. And then Thursday I won't go live. And then Sunday I'll go live again. Because then Sunday I'll lift on Monday. So just Thursday I won't go live. Because Thursday is the day before the I have a lift on Friday then. And I don't want to be too fatigued and everything. So I'll do that. And you can see now my whole off-season thing. I have big goals throughout my whole college career, you know. And it's a new weight class for me. I was barely underweight at 197. But the reason why I feel like it'll be better is because, you know, cutting weight and trying to wrestle and everything, it's hard. You know, even like when I wasn't even eating anything, like when I wasn't even wrestling this year and I was still trying to cut weight, because I cut like 13 pounds. I was feeling off a lot. I was feeling bad. You know, when you eat like a lot of food, like peanut butter sandwiches, for example, they give you healthy fats, healthy carbs, all this stuff. And I can be more focused on my nutrition. If I even fully go up. I don't know if I'm doing it yet. But, you know, of course, 197 would be easy to wrestle. But, you know, I mean, it wouldn't be easy. But, like, if I had, like, a 15-pound advantage, you know, that'd be pretty sick. Yeah, I look pretty sick in pictures. That's the only downside. I won't be looking as sick in pictures. You know, I would be, like, lean like crazy. But who cares about the pictures? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares. Think about it. And this is about my journey. This isn't about bodybuilding and everything. As soon as this college career is over, I can just cut the weight. I mean, I won't have any stomach fat. If I do, I'm gonna drop down and be fast. That was an issue. This is the thing though. I did this before. That's why I'm a little worried about this. I did this back in high school when I bulked up from 170 to 215. Because I'm like, all right, I can wrestle 215. and I'll have the speed like a 170 pounder. And also 215 was seen as like a more better weight class for me to wrestle, because we didn't have really anybody at 215. Of course, our coach, he didn't think that, you know. Initially, we had our 190 pounder bulk up to 215, so I was a starting 190 pounder, and my coach didn't like that. He's like, oh yeah, he constantly would say in front of me, oh yeah, we have nobody at 190, when clearly I was there. I don't really understand it, but anyways, you know, well, as I go with this, you know, when I bulked up to 215, in the beginning, you know, I didn't feel too bad. I felt alright, but like the issue was, like, I would gas out really quickly, and that's the thing. The 215 pounders, they gas out quickly, you know. So that's why, like, bulking up and being more faster would be the advantage. The only thing is, I didn't prioritize sprints or anything, and I started eating a lot of like junk food, like bad food that was making me feel worse, which I shouldn't be doing, you know. On this bulk, I want a clean bulk. I don't want to eat double stuffed golden Oreos, the whole packet, you know, after my wrestling practice. Eat Taco Bell. I actually used to eat Taco Bell before my wrestling practice, so I don't want to do that. I'll see though what I'm gonna do. Who knows? It's just that 285 pounds would be the better like end goal for me, because I have so much like I'm so early into my lifting. Like right now, my incline dumbbell bench maybe can go up to a 115. I was planning on getting 115 for 8 at what we call it a September time this year, or October time. That didn't happen at all. I'm still at 100 pounds for like 8 reps and 9 reps by like, this is February now. So that didn't happen. I think because I've been lifting chest for like over 2 years now. I only trained legs for like less than 1 year, and only trained like other movements for like half a year. Like I trained weighted pull-ups for like not even that long. I haven't trained weighted pull-ups consistently for over a month. You know how bad that is? Oh my god. I think like over 2 months is the longest I trained consistently with that. Farmer carries, I only started doing that for like 6 months, and I've been on and off sometimes. So I still got a lot of potential there. So that's why I feel like going up, like instead of cutting weight, because you know I cut weight and my lifts go down and everything, and I still have a ton of potential, you know. And, you know, if 235, if I feel bad or something, or I feel too light, I could just cut down to 190. I'm 197. A lot of the guys who wrestle 197 in the off season walk around 230, 240 anyways. So I don't really know exactly what I want to do, but it's like a whole different, like what you call a whole different style, wrestling 197, 285. The rest are really different, but it's like 285 is more like your body. And the issue is right now is I don't have the access to like practice all the time. Like I'm not gonna get the highest technique quality practices all the time. So I need to really focus on, you know, gaining strength and everything. That's my advantage right now. So I'm like, why cut to 197 if I'm not gonna have the advantage? The only downside is I'm gonna be wrestling D1 open tournaments, and I'm gonna have to wrestle 285. So but that's a good practice. And the matches don't matter at all. If I lose, it does not matter. Nothing matters, you know. I just go out there and wrestle my hardest, and it's really all about the 4-year goal. What happens at the end of the 4 years, and not just the 4-year goals, how I can improve my content. That's why I don't want to start screaming everything. I just want to be my natural self again. I'm a little embarrassed of that time period. It was probably like 5 days, I think it was, or 6 days where I was just screaming. There was one video where I was just screaming the entire video. Oh my god, that was funny though. But yeah, that period, I'm probably not gonna do that again. Just probably stay calm now and maybe make the journey videos like 10 seconds long, because that's all I really have. Really, all I do is just lift, run, eat, sleep. That's really all I do. I don't really do anything else. There's no need to like fill the blanks and be like, oh yeah, I was feeling maybe I could talk about my feelings. I talked about it one time as well. Like I was feeling like, you know, felt bad about myself because I saw other college athletes, you know, enjoying themselves and living really good lives. But that's the thing though, that's an issue that social media does. It's like really good, like for example, like not wrestling teams, but like lacrosse teams. They got it really good. Lacrosse teams in the Big Ten, you know, they're living their lives. They can eat all the food they want. Football players can eat all the food they want. You know, have all this stuff. I don't have a dining hall or room or anything like that. I just go on my own and do my own thing. You know, but anyways, that's not the point. You know, you gotta focus on just having, if you have the opportunity to improve yourself, you should be thankful for that. And that's what I was talking about in that video. But some people really relate to it. I got a lot of the athletes relate to it, because every single athlete relates to it. You know, nobody's actually living that perfect dream life. No one is. You You know, it's all an image. Like the guy from the University of Michigan who's posting his amazing life, he's not living that life either. You know, and even if he is, he's living that sometimes. He's not living that all the time. You know, from the outside, it looks like, oh yeah, I'm doing really good. But no, I'm not living a dream life. I eat my mom's food. I don't eat like from a dining hall or anything. And yeah, but anyways, afterwards, I did weighted pull-ups for 25 pounds for 6 reps. I did 3 sets of that, which is really good. I'm feeling really good. I also ate before I lifted today. I never really do that. I ate a bagel with like an egg and cheese bagel, and that really helped me out. Like I ate that with I think that was it really, and that was like a healthy, like 30 protein, crazy healthy, but it was a lot of carbs. Gave me like at least 30 grams of protein, at least 40, something like that. I'm not really counting protein. I eat a ton of protein every single day now. So yeah, it gave me all of that, and I felt really good throughout my lifting. I never, like, every single lift that I do, actually, I never even eat before, because I was cutting weight. So I'm like, all right, I can't sacrifice my calories, but now I can. Now I can just eat whatever I want. So now I can eat pre-workout meals, and well, in fact, before, you know, if I ate food before I lifted, I'm like, all right, those count my calories for the day. You know what I'm saying? So now I can do whatever. So I did that weight pull-ups pretty good, and also with the bulk and everything, I'm not really gaining any weight. I probably gained like 1 pound. So it's not like I gained anything crazy, but it's like in your mind, your mind believes it. So you're able to lift more. Then afterwards, I did incline dumbbell bench for 50 pounds for 12 reps for 3 sets. I was fast reps. I was just doing fast. I wasn't doing, you know, like actually anything. I didn't want to like affect my elbows. You know, before I was doing more heavier, even on the days where my incline dumbbell bench wasn't my main lift, and it was worse. Like my elbows and everything felt worse. So I did that. Then I did lateral raises, 30 pounds for 15 reps. And I really slowed down on the way bottom. Like I paused at the top and went 2 seconds down. And I felt one of the best like shoulder movements. It felt like one of the best lateral raises I ever did. So maybe I was doing it wrong, because when I was doing it, it felt like my shoulders were like being directly targeted. And I never felt that before. So now I gotta probably do that more, be more slower and everything like that. So that was pretty good. And then I did some machine rows, 42 pounds on each side for 15 reps, and that was pretty much it. So, you know, I had a good lift overall, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it.